Welcome back, people of the internet. I'm your host, Raven Geek, coming at you with another Bluelock video. We are here to discuss about a very familiarized topic within the Bluelock community, and that is the most insane goals within the series thus far. However, I will be going out of my way to not give massive manga spoilers for those who just like watching the anime, who aren't caught up with the manga or just can't read. So this list will be comprised of anime only goals. It makes it much easier for me to make this video and also much more enjoyable for people to watch, so you guys can see the visuals of each goal. Keep in mind, this list is in my opinion, so don't expect me to change any placements in this video, and don't get mad just because I'm right. Anywho, for more Bluelock content, as always, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share your ideas down below for what I should do and all that sweet stuff. Anyway, let's jump right into the top 10 best Bluelock goals in the anime. There may be better goals in terms of how badass they look in the anime, but this really set the initial benchmark of how impactful goals got in the series. Team X versus Team Z was a one-sided match, and because Team Z could not get along for the life of them, even when 5 goals down, they definitely hit a wall of coming together as a team of strikers. So what could they do? Simple. Score a fucking goal. Which is what Kunigami did. Leading up to the goal was Isagi desperately finding his path to the goal. In turn, he unintentionally used one of his weapons, spatial awareness, to scout out the possible routes on the field to lead to the goal. This is when he instinctively passed to the best possible person for this job, Kunigami. Easily a top goal considering this play was the beginning of Isagi discovering his weapon, alongside bringing Team Z closer together to work as a team, and damn, this goal had power. It's like being winded after your friend decides to kick the ball into your stomach instead of passing it to your feet. It's that strong. When talking about goals, what gets you more hype than a one-man team absolutely dominating the field in flawless fashion? Bachira has stood as Isagi's number 2 during the first selection, and it shows why he is held so highly. For his first goal finally coming in episode 9, it did not disappoint. Bachira had to be the inspiration of his team, as no one on Team Z could see an outcome that favoured them against the overwhelming force of Team V. This is when you see the dribble master make a full Alvreo, absolutely embarrasses Zenitsu,
Right, huh? Which means he's going left. Wait!
And easily gets past 3 nameless defenders to get the goal and score with absolute ease.
I must evolve! Bastard, don't screw it!
There was truly no end to Bachira's amazing inspiration, and the impact this had was very important. Without Bachira, Team Z would, metaphorically speaking, be drowning, trying to find a way past Team V's busted team. Because of Bachira, Team Z found the fire within them to make a comeback in this match. If we were to be talking about the prettiest Bluelock characters, you bet Chigiri would also be on that list. But why don't we talk about his goal instead? Chigiri was a very untouched character until the build-up and eventual match against Team W. Not only has this man received a career-ending injury due to his weapon, that being speed, but he was also playing against the very 2 people from his football team that tormented him because of his injury. Chigiri was heavily inspired by Isagi's determination to not give up even if the situation was at its worst. Chigiri pushed to play every game like it was his last, to finally break out the restraints he put on himself, no longer using his injury as an excuse to run away. Instead, he ran towards the goal and scored the final point of the match.
I will dream! What I want is another chance to become the best. Another chance to play soccer!
His goal led to the tie between Team W and Team Z, ensuring that Team Z would not be eliminated from Bluelock. Also, can we give credit to how fucking good that music was? It was such a good match for Chigiri's goal. You couldn't catch me not mentioning this goal because this was top tier levels of football IQ from our main guy, Isagi himself. This match was played during the second selection, and on the way, Isagi picked up a new skill. Stole, sorry. This skill was known as off the ball movement. The team of Isagi, Nagi, and Barou challenged Ryo, Kunigami, and Chigiri for a 3v3. Barou, being the ball hog and an ass, which is ironic because his favorite nickname to call Isagi is Donkey. Donkey! Realizing how much of a nuisance Barou was to the team, Isagi said, "Fuck it, we ball," using his new off-the-ball movement to get into everyone's blind spots. Barou was being held off by Kunigami, and Ryo and Chigiri are about to tag team Nagi, but Nagi was told to keep his eye on Isagi. Nagi passed the ball, and in the process, using Barou as a decoy, Isagi scores. God damn.
This is how I adapt your style! You brought darkness to this field, so I'll devour it! And turn it into light!
Isagi's nuts must have grown twice the size of his brain, knowing the risk behind making King Barou a certified decoy bitch. This was one of the most badass goals in the anime, considering using Barou as a decoy is such an unexpected thing to do. Especially now, considering how strong his character is in the manga, and most certainly how strong his character was presented in the first selection. This was not only the deciding goal in the match against Team V, but it was also the decider for if Team Z would be advancing forward to the next stage. Because if they had lost this match, they would have been done Lorenzo. Isagi's whole match had been finding his way to score a goal, trying to discover his own formula for producing goals, and in the most vital moment of the match, where his team hangs on the balance, he found his formula, calling back to all the other strikes where he had realized all of them had been direct shots. He had faced the most dominant player in the match, Nagi, in a one-on-one situation, and it all came down to Isagi needing to score upon first connection with the ball, and against all odds,
My direct shot! I found it. My formula for scoring.
he done Lorenzo. Isagi scored the winning goal of the match, saving his team from elimination and securing his formula for goals. A very important goal in the series, and one of the hypest in the anime. Okay, so you know how I said earlier Isagi made Barou into his lapdog? Well, Barou clapped back in style. Barou went through quite the character development arc during this match alone, and leading to the deciding goal of this match, he was leaning into the aspect of accepting the supporting cast role to favor the two main characters he saw controlling the field of this match, that being Isagi and Nagi, until he decided his ego wouldn't allow that, and just at the last minute, gaining a massive power boost, awakening his true potential as a player.
The future. I refuse to accept! A chop feint? And a cute ankle dribbling? No! He's definitely going for a pass! Consecutive chops? I can see it. I can feel it. Because I experienced defeat and made a discovery. An entirely new way of viewing the field. Not a route dependent on some lead actor, but a path that exists solely for me. A twisted path! I won't be reduced to a supporting role. Move it! So you want to be the lead? Fine then. I'm more than happy to play the villain. The one who devours your light! Holy hell, dude. Welcome back, Majesty. I am the king.
Isn't that just badass? The king may have dropped his crown temporarily, but he was quick to pick it back up with this goal. Finally, it's time to glaze over Nagi. This dude is my favorite character, and he fits the trope of badass white-haired anime characters, and my god. This goal showcased his tremendous skill in football, while still being inexperienced compared to a lot of Bluelock players. A 4v4 after Chigiri was chosen to be Isagi's fourth teammate, they moved on to the rematch against the top 3 players, only this time it was for redemption, as Isagi and Nagi lost the first time, which lost them Bachira in the process. The 4v4 match was underway, and the top player Rin was giving Isagi no chance to take advantage of the situation of the field. Not only has he been outclassed by Rin in terms of physical ability, he is also held back by his own doubts. Nagi in this point of the match had to be the difference maker in order to draw out Isagi's plans to the maximum. Nagi and Isagi have always had such an amazing duo dynamic, and it's perfectly showcased here.
So I'll make up for what's missing. The final piece to the puzzle. Isagi, Rin, you may think you've got the field's future all figured out, but I'm going to obliterate it.
In a matter of seconds, Isagi constructed a new plan to score using Nagi, and Nagi knew how to score himself, using Isagi and Rin's position as reference, getting the ball from Isagi, going for the shot that Rin tries to block, but it's a fake volley to trick out Rin in a moment of naivety.
Shoot! Gotcha!
After baiting out Rin, Rin had no chance of blocking the second shot from coming. Nagi shoots,
Use my 2-stage fake volley!
and he scores. This goal not only looked amazing, but it made up for the extra pieces that Isagi needed to find ways to score against Rin's team, and also find a way to completely demolish Rin's reign. After Nagi's goal, Isagi's team was still feeling the overwhelming pressure of Rin's strategies and manipulation of the field. It was looking bleak, but in that moment, when people let their defenses down, the lion strikes on its prey. An unexpected play by Barou follows, stealing the ball off his teammate Isagi, in which shocked Rin, who was attempting to get the ball off Isagi himself. This was a counter in which Rin could not predict in any way. Barou used this opportunity to feast and score a ground-shaking goal.
What kind of soccer is this? I see. This move isn't in your playbook. You simply couldn't imagine teammates stealing from each other. That's why it worked! Compared to your meticulous playstyle, Barou's villainy is completely opposite. It's an anomaly you can't predict!
You thought you could control me? Not a chance, Mr. Long Lashes. You better keep them coming, Isagi. I need more to devour.
Prior to this, Barou had been doing pretty much nothing on the backlines. He was just waiting for his chance to steal from Isagi, in which left Rin absolutely speechless. We knew Barou had reached a new level in which a king would be hard to topple from this position. Okay, I'm just biased. This goal is one of my favorite goals in general, and I cannot stress enough how awesome it is to watch. I know we are supposed to be supporting the main character's team, but come on. Nagi is a menace, and his awakening just shot him to a whole new level in this match. Ryo was crying his bitch tears worrying about him and Nagi losing for the first time, which led to Nagi finally giving a shit and getting a pass from Zenitsu in which he controls in the air near to the backline and shoots it past 3 people with fucking class.
Blame my curiosity. It can't be stopped. You're kidding me! The angle's too tight for a shot! For the first time in my life, I want a challenge! This game pushed our players to the next level, but we weren't the only ones. That monster leveled up too!
I don't see how people wouldn't see this as peak striking ability. This is one of the best goals, and I am also super excited to see this redone in the movie because I know it will be my favorite moment. Finally, we have reached the number one goal on this list. I know this list has mostly been compiled of goals from the main character's side, so I'm glad to say this one isn't any different. Isagi's goal during the 4v4 match against Rin and his team had honestly been my favorite goal, as watching the episode when it first came out, it made me ecstatic. We got bluffed by Isagi himself as he was executing his plan. We had all been fooled. Then he plays his Uno reverse, and then with Rin trying to take the ball, he turns around whilst holding him to make a move and hits a back heel direct shot.
He's gonna block my shot! It's no use! I'm not good enough! I can't beat him! Got him. I fooled you, genius! I thank you. You can read me, which is the only reason this momentary blind spot exists. No one else could have caught up. Now, genius, you're just in time to see my true last action. When you least expect it, my direct back heel! He's the savior of soccer. Isagi. I devoured you, Rin! And I'm going to surpass you.
Now if that isn't badass, I don't know what is. Of course he's the main character, so he would get the best goals because he's the underdog, and like that's where all the budget went, I swear. But this was truly spectacular. It was an amazing performance to watch, and Isagi definitely fooled me in terms of, oh god, he's about to get countered, he's about to go on this other underdog story where he will actually get the last goal in the match, but no, absolutely bamboozled. Honorable mentions go out to Rin's goals. I didn't mention him in the list because he's just such an impressive playmaker, in which outclasses the execution of most of the goals in the series. Anyway, that was my list. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all around, and peace.